Kyle.
I'm Ant.
And I'm James.
I'm Matt. And we're away with words.
We smashed at a party, haven't we? It's my sister's 18th. So I've known Matt a while.
A while. 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes. No, Kyle was in the year below me in school. James I only knew through band. Yeah, me and Matt were just smashed at my sister's 18th, and I just went, "Do you know a band?" I went, yeah, right. And he just, yeah. So his reply was, yeah, and that was it.
Yeah, it came into my garage and
It was essentially just a jam at the beginning of it. So it was James, Christian and I was the original three.
Remember Christian?
Yeah, I remember. So it's me, James and Christian were playing in the garage, and it was one of those terrible playing.
It was
Like,
literally like
Unit 6 and stuff.
Unit
Like,
6
yeah,
stuff.
we're really good. Over the top of their track, like, oh, this is so bad. It was so bad. So then, yeah, we bumped into Ant, as he said, drunkenly, and he did the classic, "Oh, are you playing in a band? You drum?" Obviously not in that state. He was very drunk.
It was not like that.
That was a band. And he then sort of said, "Oh, do you need a singer? Are you looking for someone to come and sing?" And we obviously jumped on that opportunity because, again, knowing from Ant from school, I knew he could play guitar and knew he was a good singer. Ish.
Yeah.
Totally
Shot roughly.
Joking. So yeah, then he came along. We then jammed in the garage with him, and obviously he brought his material that he had, his first round of songs, and went, "This is my stuff. Do you guys
Remember
know?"
Paranoid? Remember the first song?
So yeah, he
Yeah, I remember.
he brought that to the table. We then started playing, and it then grew from there. And now we're us four.
Yeah.
It swapped around a bit.
Mm.
But yeah, that's how it started. It was one of those in-between songs. It was because Doug had left Away with Words, and we got Kyle involved mid-process of the song.
Yeah.
So it was one of those ones that we kind of, right, Kyle, step in, have a go at this, we'll get this built and go into it, and then we'll use that as our sort of stepping stone to move on to the next set of stuff. So it's kind of an in-between song for us, really. It was one of those...
yeah, like we sort of lost our heart with that song, I guess. Like at first we thought, you know, we had this great idea, and we had Doug involved, and when he left halfway through sort of producing that song, it really, we sort of fell out of love with the song. So we thought we might as well finish it because
Why not?
because why not? We've got to put this much work in so far. But in all honesty, we put it out there and we haven't done much with it since. Purely because even though we only just released it, it's not really necessarily our sound as it should have been.
Yeah.
But we are still planning on using it, playing it live, but we're just not sort of promoting and pushing that as our sound as such, because we've got a whole bunch of new stuff with Kyle.
Yeah.
But that's what we're really going to focus on next.
It's just a wrong time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it timed horribly, unfortunately.
Because as it released, we then went quiet. So there wasn't a lot of room to sort of push and promote it and get everyone on the hype of it, and it just sort of died out a bit. So reactions, we had a good reaction at the start though. Like people enjoyed the video, and also we got Ray in to do all the choreography and stuff, which people loved.
Yeah,
There was
see, I've watched it, it's cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
different.
she's a good dancer.
It was a really different sort of idea for the video. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it just didn't pick up steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was our own doing.
fault. We didn't plug it as much.
But it's because we, again, focusing, as we said, onto this new sound that we've got. We're playing tonight in Oxford, the 3 new tracks that we've got together. They're not far away from being finished, so we'll start to have dates put together.
Start teasing stuff.
Yeah, and bringing that out, because although Days Get Darker is one of those songs that, you know, is us, it's behind us now. It's already become old news. We want the new stuff to go and shine through, so we'll be pushing a lot of the newer stuff.
Yeah.
That's us for our sound. That's the plan with it anyway.
At the clock to a time when we still talk.
It's been all over the place, really, isn't it? First EP was just basically a load of songs that I wrote on acoustic beforehand. Just went, right, let's fiddle around with these. So second EP when we had Doug in instead of Christian, the guitarist per EP at the moment.
Which would suit me.
And yeah, so there's sort of when we got Doug in and that as well. I mean, there's two vocalists, so we sort of changed it around quite a bit there. Made sure that there was sort of like work more on the vocal lines and the harmonies and things like that for the second EP. And then Doug buggered off. Cheers, Doug.
Remember Dad?
I remember Doug. And yeah, so then we got Kyle in because we all lived together as well at this point. Back in the day. That was messy. Yeah, so new stuff that we're sort of working on, developing is a lot more. Well, it's a lot more musical, really, isn't it? It's not just power chords and shouting down a mic. Right? Well, it is.
Essentially, it's grown.
A bit better.
It's grown from shouting down a mic and power chords.
Yeah.
Because we.
So it's a lot softer, isn't it? The new stuff that we're breaking out, the new ones that we're working on.
It's matured.
Yeah.
It's
Like a good cheese.
I was going to
Still
say like a good
smells
wine, but
it smells
stinks.
terrible. It
does
really
stink.
stinks. But everyone enjoys it.
It's tasty though.
As if you like cheese.
I like cheese.
I like cheese.
We all like cheese, so we're all good.
Sick.
So yeah, Oxford.
Yeah.
Oxford O2 for me was my biggest show. It was one of those dream venues.
Yeah, I'd say that as well.
Been to Oxford O2 countless times watching bands growing up. Seen quite a few bands. And the most recent one I saw was Manly Knox, I think, was when we all went together to that last one. So it was one of those venues where you see your favourite bands play and you think, oh, it'd be amazing to be on there one day. And then we got the emails through, got the promotion through to sort of say, oh, you know, you're going to come play O2 with us. And, whoa, this is a huge moment for us. So it was, for me, biggest thing we've achieved with the band. We sold an awful lot of tickets as well. We did really well. Lots of people came to see us and support us, which was amazing.
It was rammed in there. Absolutely rammed.
Yeah, packed. So stepping out onto that stage and having that number of
Quite
people.
daunting, actually. Wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Onto that
felt the
stage and
nerves.
it's like, what is this?
Yeah, the butterflies
What is
definitely
this?
kicks in for that one.
I've got a PA for a monitor.
I've got a sound system just for me. So yeah, it was one of the big step ups. And early days I got nervous going up on stage. And then they died off. But Oxford was one of those ones I stepped out on that stage and went, whoa, this is big. So it was a big moment for me. I'm sure James and Ant were the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Doug's last show as well, when it's quite emotional. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's big.
special.
There's even people there were chanting Doug at the end, weren't they? Remember
Yeah.
Even Kyle was chanting Doug at the end.
that? Doug, Doug, Doug! I'm stealing your place. Doug, Doug, Doug!
I'm the next guitarist.
Little beds, wasn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, it was huge. Biggest show for me by a long way. It looks like we'll probably have another one there in Oxford. We've got the connection there now. So I think we're going to be able to use the O2 again, which is amazing.
I can't wait for that.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
literally where we're heading straight after this.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't played since July, and even then that was a small little gig in Swindon. So really, since the O2 back in May, it's what, 5 months, and we haven't really properly gigged. We're a band that used to just gig all the time, like every weekend we'll be somewhere gigging, and so it's been a really long, quiet time for us, and it's sort of been horrible, really. Like that's what we like doing. We're not a studio band or anything like that. We just like playing live shows and just having fun. And so it's been a long time. So this is really like getting us all excited again. It's good. It's good to feel interested and excited again about the band and really wanting to go out there and do it.
What helps is Fort Hope are doing so well at the moment as well. They're a strong band.
Yeah.
They are
We saw
up
them
and
at
coming.
Boxerfest, didn't we?
Yeah, you two saw them, didn't you?
Yeah, literally, I didn't know about
Smashed
them. We saw them, and they're one of the only bands that we actually enjoyed there, and I was like, oh, they're really good. I'll check them out. And then, and about a week later, we get an email saying, "Would you like to support them?" And I was like,
yes.
yeah,
100%.
awesome. So,
It must be cool playing with a band that you're actually a fan of. As
yeah,
well.
I think absolutely, yeah.
They've got their tour, so this is obviously their first show of the tour. So it's nice to be. We are the opening band of their tour, and we get it started, we get it going, and kick-start it for them. And essentially kick ourselves. We kick-start ourselves into trying to get back into this habit of of gigging. The new stuff's pretty much going to be ready.
Yeah.
Into the new
It's
year
not
we'll
long
be
now, is it?
and into the new year we're going to be hopefully pumping a lot of shows again and getting back on.
The thing is, we've got such a back catalogue now as well, haven't we? Of stuff. Once we do these next ones, we've already got more written. We've just got to work on, just keep churning out. So as soon as we've got these ones out and we're ready to gig again, which is tonight. Shut up. Yeah, we'll just be able to start hitting it hard again. Just take everything we can.
Forever, I said I love you, and you know I meant it, but you didn't care, 'cause I was not enough, and so I tried to do what was right by you, and I was.
To be honest, we treat them all the same when it comes to like rehearsal. Any gig we have our set rehearsal times anyway every week.
Yeah.
If we know any gigs coming up, we'll put in the extra hours and we'll make sure that we're ready for that set, no matter where we play. Because we've had some of our best opportunities come from the smaller shows. So we think we have to treat each one like that, really. We want to make sure we want to play just as well in a local show than we do going away. Yes.
I find you need to be more prepped for the smaller shows than the bigger ones, because I mean the bigger ones where you're so high up, you're quite separated from the crowd, and like, whereas if you're playing in a pub with some guy about 5 feet away from your face,
It's very intimate.
It's it's a lot harder to sort of. You have to be more ready for that because you're more aware that everyone else is aware, type thing. If that makes sense, doesn't really make sense, but I know what I mean. I know what I meant. And so when you're playing in like the bigger shows and that, the bigger venues, like where you are, as I said, you're on a much higher raised stage and you just look above everyone. Like it's almost like you're practicing, really, isn't it? I find in the bigger ones.
Yeah, you've not got like the eye-to-eye contact kind of thing.
The small one, you've got
I
some
suppose
guy
more
like
things tend to go wrong at smaller gigs as well. If
Oh,
it's more prepared.
The other thing is the sounds of the rooms that you're playing in. So when you're playing in the big shows and the big stages, the sound is just so phenomenal. You're not competing with any sound. You've got your sound.
your cymbals.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not competing with your cymbals.
The high ends of the drums. They're not hearing the bass. Like there's all those sorts of things where when you're playing in intimate venues, it's difficult to get that sound and the balance right, especially when you're just a heavy, loud band, which is what we go for. We are trying to make a lot of
Anything with a low
noise.
roof is horrendously sound if we don't do it.
So
right.
yeah, it's
Amps on free.
yeah, it's definitely tougher to prepare for the smaller shows than it is the bigger ones. Definitely.
Yeah.
Getting the sound right is the hardest part.
Well, I really like playing riffs because that's sort of like our spiritual home ground, isn't it? Riffs.
That was our first sellout riffs, wasn't it?
Well, it's our first gig.
First gig.
Oh, first gig as well. Yeah, of course.
Just
There's
message
so
them.
much there.
We was trying to get gigs. Obviously, we didn't have anything recorded at the time, and just Andy, can we put a gig on? You all right? Oh.
That was easy.
Cheers, mate.
Didn't expect that. No,
And then so like 2 years after that as well, wasn't it? It was 2 years after when we sold that out. That was mental.
Yeah. That's the first sellout venue that the local Swindon band have done probably since between 2010 and 2012.
No, I don't know. There's probably
Long
been a few
time.
more, and then just
Nothing that got
Nothing that
recognition
I
for
know
that.
of.
Like last time I recall was we're talking like Dead Lay Waiting for their video shoot years ago, and that was at level 3. But since then I can't recall off the top of my head. Like I might be wrong, but I don't recall any band selling out any venue in Swindon or coming close to it.
Yeah, I
Since
don't.
then.
I can't think of anyone that has, to be
No.
honest.
As the Sun Sleeps did it the other week, didn't they?
That was good.
With Vic, that was a hell of a night.
I struggle to pick my favourite. There's so many that come to mind. There was one that sticks out a lot, which is I would like to mention them as well. Is in Scunthorpe. We played with Years Young, and that was one of those where you meet people of similar mindset. So these Years Young guys we met in Scunthorpe were the nicest lads.
Yeah.
Like again, we've met so many nice people along the way, but we met them in, was it Manchester we met them?
Yeah,
Met them in Manchester, then they asked for us to play with them in Scunthorpe, and they played in Swindon as well. And
that was the riff sold out.
yeah, that gig in Scunthorpe was just, I met people that are just awesome, like lovely people. Their friends and family were at their show, came and saw us.
Yeah.
So shows like that really stick out, but I think for me, essentially, like I said before, the O2 is still going to be my favourite. at the
Lee
moment.
smashed that as well.
Yeah, it was one of those where I stepped off that stage feeling the euphoria for about 5 days. I was just on a
Yeah.
high for 5 days and no drugs were involved.
Yeah.
It was pure, just
That's a
natural
lie.
high.
Don't tell me he's a crackhead.
Yeah, the O2, yeah, that sticks out as the best one.
Yeah.
I think the best.
It's to go from as well. I mean, we met Leader at it was a Songs of Praise show, wasn't it? We met him there. He supported us in the Vic, and then we had them for our EP launch. They had us back in Whitney, and then we've gigged with them a fair few times now.
I love Leader.
Swindon, Whitney, and then Oxford O2. Cheers, boys.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Yeah, they're flying at the moment, aren't they?
They're doing really well, which again deserved. Leader,
Yeah.
a smashing band.
Good
And
blokes.
again, gigs with them have always been great. There's loads that stick out. It's so tough to pick. But
I find the best ones, and not necessarily
Yeah,
the
respected
sound
ones,
or anything like that, or how well we play or anything. I find the best ones are when we play with other bands and when we just like instantly become mates. And
Yeah.
like there are lots of bands you play with and you just play with them and that's it. But when you get a real connection with another band and then that sort of makes it straight away, it doesn't really matter how the gig goes. It really just makes the whole sort of the journey, the actual gig, and afterwards, and when you make friends, it really does make a difference. So when you have bands like Leader and Years Young, where instantly you become good mates with them, that's always been the ones where you remember the most and enjoy.
all the new stuff.
We've got 3 songs that are in the process of recording at the moment.
Yeah.
We're going to do sort of like a digital release, and then we've actually got back out. It's about 10, isn't it?
Yeah.
About 10.
Yeah. We've got plenty of new songs like in the pipeline.
Yeah.
But we're working on these 3 new ones as our main focus. As I said, put them out there as a digital release. 3 songs. They all sort of run into each other. It's all sort of one story, just breaking it down to 3. Which we're excited to release, I think.
Yeah, I can't wait to get it out.
It's a new sound, isn't it? It's a brand new sound.
Yeah, it's a lot different. As we said, it's a lot maturer. Cheesy.
More mature.
More mature.
Mature
Shut
there.
up, Peter.
Way of what?
Do you know when you'll be releasing it, or are you sort of
that's
still
a
in the
question.
pipeline?
It's
Hopefully by the end of the year. I think that's
it'd be wait for the end of the year. We want to get it done as soon as possible, really.
yeah, you know what we're like.
Yeah, we're nonchalant when it comes to getting dates together and trying
Yeah,
to
we're not we're not very
Don't want to put pressure on it.
No.
It took us 2 hours to get here.
We live down the road.
It's more about making sure we get it right with us 4 now, because it's a new setup. It's the 4 of us. We want to get these 3 songs correct, get them released, and then have the next lot of songs to come together, and then start gigging.
That's the
through
thing as
new
well.
year.
Is once we've got these 3 out there, and we can start doing more gigs and things like that, and start sort of showing off this is what our new sound is. We don't have to stay quiet then, because we've already got stuff written that we just need to work on together and get that recorded. We can just, as I said, just drip feed stuff out, just keep churning out new songs.
Like,
Tours
not-
are our big ones, isn't it? We want
Yeah,
to get a tour
yeah.
at some point next year.
we just want to. I think we just want to go everywhere and just try everything.
Yeah.
Like we're not really good in terms of having like set plans. You know, have a particular PR campaign. we can't do this. We can't do that. We just sort of go with the flow a lot. If someone offers a gig, we'll just go with it, and you know, and we found like our best opportunities been from that. Just played out random gigs, or just
Going out to Manchester for half price on beer, but then we met Years Young.
then we met Years Young, and we had some great gigs from there.
That was our payment.
Yeah,
We're getting anything for this petrol money? Half price on beer. Oh, great.
Yes, you don't get.
And they were expensive beers.
You don't get.
It's like £7 a beer.
At this level, you don't get many shows that will pay much money. You know, there's not much in it, which is not what we're in it for. We're not in it for the money, otherwise we wouldn't have done it for 3 years. But there are shows where you don't get paid anything, you're travelling up and down the country, and we're all spending our cash to do it. We're all putting our own money into this. And yeah, when it comes back in that situation where you do meet those people, and that's what it's all about. So next year's plan essentially is to go and do that again, but as us 4, the new songs, new stuff, and just go and play loads of shows as much as we can up and down the country. I think we've all got that mindset of doing that again.
Yeah, we just want to play.
Yeah.
That's what you got October last year. That was good.
October
Yeah.
last year,
Yeah,
we had a couple of gigs
7
like every
shows, wasn't it?
weekend.
Yeah.
We were just literally all over the country. It was just
It was like 7 gigs, wasn't it? Something.
yeah,
A month, that's a lot
yeah, it
for
was,
us.
yeah, it
That was
was just
crazy.
good fun.
Yeah.
I think that's what we like. That's what we like doing.
Yeah.
They were all scattered everywhere as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, we
It's
didn't have a
stupid.
set plan like
There was no guidance. Right, in Manchester, and then
in Salisbury.
Salisbury, and then you can go to Cardiff, and then you can go like it's just like oh, then you can go out to Bradford. It's like what is this?
I think that's the reason we've toured, because if we can get a route
Set
where it
route.
doesn't cost us an arm and a leg for petrol, and to be able to do that many shows in a month would be good. But
Yeah.
yeah, going up and down all the time is not
Yeah, I had a
ideal.
great time. It was quality.